Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. And we got a great show for you lined up. A digital one coming at you through the interwebs here. We've got Scott from Chum-It Fishing. We're going to be talking about a chum stick that he makes that has variable release modes, so you can control all the amount of the chum that comes out. I would assume it keeps you cleaner, your hands cleaner. It's a pretty cool little device that he's got there. We're going to dive into that. And he also runs buck scents, some different types of scents to attract bucks, as the name would imply. So we're going to jump into all that. So a little hunting, a little fishing on this episode. If that's your jam, stick with us. But before we jump into the episode, like we always do, we want to thank the people that keep the lights on, even in the digital studios here. Right out the gate, Dr. Robbie Williams at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. I already started saying it. 2024 is the year to smile more. You need to book that appointment and get those teeth clean. You can look them up on the socials at Southern Magnolia Smiles on Facebook and Instagram. And when you're ready to book that appointment, just give them a call. They're located right here, Washington Avenue in Ocean Springs, man. 228-215-1202, and tell them that Brown Water sent you. Our buddy Tyler over at Taylor & Cox Law Firm. If you find yourself in need for legal representation, these are the guys that you want fighting for you. They've been practicing law on the Mississippi Gulf Coast for 30 years. They specialize in felonies, misdemeanors, DUIs, family law, child custody, divorce. You don't want to be in that boat, but when you are, you want somebody that's going to fight tooth and nail for you, man. So give Taylor & Cox Law Firm a call at 228-696-0111. We got Rocky over at Cedar Swamp, man. 2 locations now on the Gulf Coast. He's got Gaucher and Gulfport. He's got all your tackle and apparel needs covered. He's got brown water gear. He's got rods, reels. He's got baits. He's got line. I mean, anything you need for a day out on the water, he's got you covered. Give him a shout. 228-205-3964. Our buddy Kendrick over at Forever Young Men and Women's Health. Look him up on Facebook. If you're still trying to get that New Year's resolution kicked off and you haven't made it off the couch yet, give Forever Young a call. They specialize in hormone replacement for men and women. They can do blood work, check your vitamins, make sure you're optimized to get the best out of your training, get you back on your feet and feeling better. Give them a shout. Tell them we sent you, and give them a shout at 228-363-6623. And bringing up the rear, they're going to be hosting this year's Bay Rat Bash in April. Dewey Do Bugs. Go check them out on Facebook, man. They got a lot of cool photos. They're located in D'Iberville, right across from the Scarlet Pearl, and they're slinging all things boiled seafood. Not a lot of restaurants out there doing boiled seafood here on the coast, if you can believe that or not. But Dewey Do Bugs just opened up. Go check them out. Joey's been twice. He said it's killer. I'm still haven't been yet, and it's on my hit list. So
Yep.
be on the lookout. And again, Bay Rat Bash will be there. So that's another great reason to come hang out with us in April. But don't wait till then. Go check them out now. So we want to thank all the sponsors for sponsoring us here.
And like I said, the app sponsor, Coastal Marine over on 49.
Coastal Marine covering the Brown Water app. If you don't have it, go download it. It's free in the App Store and Google Play. So go check that out. Like I said, we got Scott from Chum-It Fishing. We're going to bring him in, and we're going to get to the bottom of what all this Chum-It stick is and how he came about it. So let's bring him in. Scott, man, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Heck yeah, man. It's our pleasure. So I was telling the people here on the live stream, Chum-It Fishing, that's the name of your company. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chum-It Fishing.
And yeah. Y'all do a chum stick. Is that how you refer to it as, a chum stick?
Yeah, it's a no mess submersible chum stick with a variable release rate.
Okay. Yeah. And just some backstory for the audience here. We got connected to you through Bill Lavers, a buddy of ours. And you had given him a sample of the product, and he knew that we knew a lot of the local charter fishermen on the Gulf Coast. You gave him the samples, he gave them to us, and then we passed them off to some guys that we know fish a lot. And they had good things to say about it, right?
I didn't get the reviews back. Did we get the reviews back?
Yeah, I thought JJ had talked to you, but
Yeah, JJ did. Yeah, I didn't talk to him. JJ talked to one of the guys and said it was working great. I didn't get that back.
Yeah, and so Scott, I'll pull up on the real quick right here so people can see. They don't know, if they've never seen one. This picture right here, it looks like you got two different sizes. Maybe you can describe what we're looking at here and how it works for people that's never heard of it.
We make 3 different standard sizes, actually: a 6-ounce, 12-ounce, and a 16-ounce. And you can basically get either size depending on how long you can be on the water. A 6-ounce, you can set it up to last about 4 hours to about 8 hours, depending on how much chum you want to go out. Now, it will dispense chum oil or liquid, such as water. It's just got to be in liquid form. In the Atlantic and the Gulf, people use a lot of menhaden oil in them.
Right.
If you get to the Pacific, they're using a lot of salmon oil because it's readily available and it's affordable. Just depends on what you're fishing for. If you're freshwater fishing, you can buy worm oil. You can make it yourself with a cooking oil and garlic, or you can buy like Berkeley's Power Bait oil, and it will do the same thing.
Okay, cool. And for people that are just hearing this on the audio, the picture we got up on the screen right now is two different sizes that you got, and they look to me like a candlestick, almost like a Roman candle made out of PVC, right? With a drip in, you can tell at the bottom. Yep.
Schedule 40, and it's all stainless steel hardware. If you look at the eye bolt, which is your cap, to seal it and to tie it off to your anchor line.
Okay.
You want to drop it down to the bottom of the water. If you're in a pond, a creek, a lake, the ocean, drop it to the bottom just a few feet off, and it creates that oil slick, and that attracts the fish. It's it's just a neater, cleaner way to do something that you don't need a chum bag, you don't need a carcass or anything like that.
Yeah. And you're saying you're not going to put chum in this. This is actually all liquid that goes into the bottom of these.
You still with us there, Scott?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you able to hear what Joey was asking?
No, I haven't heard Joey at all, to be honest.
Okay. I can hear you, Joey. I'm not sure. Joey was asking, what did you say, Joey?
No physical chum is going in this. It's all liquid, right? Everything liquid goes in this.
Yeah. Okay. So some reason you're not hearing Joey.
Yeah.
Joey's asking, he's saying no liquid goes. I mean, only liquid goes into it. No physical pieces of like cut bait or anything like that.
That's correct. Just liquid.
Okay. Joe, I'm gonna pull you out real quick and put you back in, see if that helps. Right. And we'll do the same with Scott. This is live on the internet, so it happens from time to time. All right, let's see. I don't know if that helped. Did that help at all? Scott, can you hear Joey?
Check.
No, you're coming in clear.
Damn. Okay.
I'm not sure. Sit here and look pretty then.
Yeah, really. You got your headphones in, maybe? I don't know what the deal could be. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull up this photo here, Scott. Well, first tell us how the backstory of how did that come about? How'd you start the company? Why, and what's the motive behind it?
Well, we actually have buck sense pads dealers all over the United States and a couple smaller countries around the world. And we had a dealer reach out to us and said, "Hey, can you adapt this to work underwater?" And I said, "Well, let me study a little bit." A month or two goes by, and we do some testing on the valve to see if it will work underwater, because as you deeper you go, the higher the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it worked out and sent him 2 samples. His brother actually owns some fishing charter boats up in Chesapeake Bay. And within 2 days of him using the samples we sent him for R&D, he called and was ordering 6 of them.
Wow.
Said he loved them. And he had tested them over 200 feet at depth. Of course, we couldn't do that at our facility. I've got a pond, but it's about 12 foot deep. But and just went from there. Started making them and selling them here and there. And really hadn't put a lot of marketing into it. It's kind of been word of mouth because it was just, I guess, an add-on business at the time.
Uh-huh.
But we see a lot of future in it, of course. Fishing industry, and people love to fish, including me.
Yeah, I thought I heard you wrong, but I guess I didn't. So you're saying like even if you're in the Gulf, um, drop it to the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Drop it to the
I
bottom.
just
It's not going to hurt it. Now, that may not be where you want to, if you're fishing, I don't know. Depends on what you're fishing for, of course, is where you want to drop it. But it's safe to drop it to the bottom. Is probably what I should have said.
okay.
You're not going to damage it.
Yeah. He probably can't hear me, but a lot of the fish chum that we're chumming around here, we want it on top of the water for cobia, lemon. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to tie it to the boat and have it float on, make a slick on top instead of dropping it down.
Are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Scott. Joey was talking. That's kind of crazy. I can't believe you can't hear him. He was saying that
Not a
most of
word.
what yeah, I don't know. He was saying that a lot of what the chumming that we do around here is topwater slicks, like for cobia and stuff like that. So but that's
Okay.
cool. It'll work down below. Jerry wants to know, he says Manhattan oil. I'm assuming he's asking if that can be used in there, which I would assume so, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Menhaden oil works great. Salmon oil. We've got for freshwater, we make our own concoction, basically with a cooking oil and garlic, or cooking oil and anise oil. And it depends on what you're fishing for. Readily
Yeah.
available any of the baits or
Yeah.
attractants.
Our buddy JJ, who was one of the ones I think that got your product, he said run it down about 15 feet below the boat. Yep. He said let the baits come to it. So
yeah, and it's going to attract a lot of bait fish, as well as your predatory fish are going to come with a bait fish already, and that's kind of the idea. And JJ lost one to a shark, I believe. Bit
right
it in
there. I
half.
don't know if you can you see the comment, Scott? Right there. That's what he said. Mako took it.
Mako.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
Another one of our another one of our users here said that they were given one. I'm assuming that might be McCandless. I'm not sure. It's blocking out the name, but that he wouldn't be able to give you a good feedback until snapper season. They're going to do the quality testing on that during snapper season. So
that's great.
Yeah. So kind of naturally happened. The guy that was saying for the buck sense that wanted you to see if you could make an underwater drip. What was his angle? Was it specifically for chum? Was that what he was getting at?
He's a cobia fisherman, is what he likes to do. And like I mentioned, his brother's got 2 charter boats, and he, goes out with him a lot, and his brother takes advantage of it. We've even got some up in the Great Lakes that they're substituting our sticks instead of the cannonballs they used to use.
Okay. How far out is your reach? How far out is your reach right now as far as you've sold?
Montana is the furthest that we've actually got any, I guess, big group of numbers, but it's going to get better. We're breaking into Alaska now with Eli, that y'all probably know from down in your area.
I'm not familiar.
He's trying to think of Eli's last name. He owns a partnership in some boats up in Alaska. He's a distiller.
Oh, yeah, from the rum. I'm sorry. Yeah, Eli. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, we just had him on the show not too long ago.
Yeah, he's helping us get up into Alaska, which is going to be great. That's really, when I was doing the R&D on this to get it going, that's one thing I had in the back of my mind, because we used to watch that Deadliest Catch. Yeah. I was thinking the whole time this would be a lot better in the pods than having to tie a carcass in there. Be quicker, cleaner, easier, and it's not going to spoil, while it's sitting there waiting to be tossed overboard.
Yeah. And I guess using oil is just as good as having the actual physical, meat or physical cut pieces or carcass, like you said.
From what we understand, it is, yes.
Okay.
I'm not a big deep sea fisherman personally, but everybody seems to like it better. It's a cleaner way to do something, or
Understood. Yeah.
Fish.
I'm gonna throw up here on this on the screen here. I showed it to you earlier, and you could maybe kind of describe the variable speed as we're looking at these photos here. Can you do that for
Okay.
us?
I can. If you look at the black tip that's on the Chum-It stick itself, that's a valve that we had patented, and it is a variable release rate, just like a faucet. You look on the Chum-It, you'll see a red arrow on that label. That's
Mhm.
telling you which way to turn it to get more or less product to drip out of it. You just turn it whichever excuse me, whichever way you want to go. The way we like to explain it is you can dispense as much as you can afford.
Yeah.
If
Now,
you
without
want
giving away, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, if you want to do a drop every 5 seconds, that's fine. A drop every 30 seconds, you can do it. Or you can actually turn it wide open just like a faucet and it'll pour out of there in a minute or two.
Okay.
It's totally
And
up to you.
I'm looking back here at the photo again without giving away any trade secrets. We're not trying to steal your patent, but how does it, is it compression that gets it to come out of there? Is there, how does that work?
Just gravity.
Even at depth?
Yes, even at depth.
Okay.
You fill it up and you see the stainless steel eye bolt on the top.
Uh-huh.
Tie onto that or tie it onto your anchor line a few feet above the bottom is what we typically recommend. And if you look on the other end, you'll see a stainless steel leash.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? That is for tying weight onto it if you're fishing in a current, such as a
Okay.
river or maybe, currents in the ocean. And you can we recommend not over 5 pounds because we don't want you to break your stick in half.
It's a lot of
Right.
weight.
Yeah.
It'll hold a lot more than that. It's rated at 97 pounds. The stainless steel leash is 1/16, but there's really no need for that kind of weight on it.
Yeah. Okay. And you said you've got people from Montana, you got people in the Gulf of Mexico testing it out. That's kind of the market you said you were trying to get a little more into, but I think you said
Yes,
you're currently East Coast. Did I remember that right?
East Coast, a lot of ice fishermen are using them. A lot of ice fishermen all over
Okay.
from the Midwest to Montana. Um, Eli and his partner, they've got a couple of them they're testing and seem to think they're going to be the cat's meow for us, and we think so too. Really do.
Yeah,
And the
I
good thing
figured.
is we can make it any length that you want. If somebody needed a custom order for a certain size pot that we didn't currently make, all we need to know is the dimensions you want it and how long you want it to last, and we can make it. The valve is the trick.
Okay. We got some questions coming in here.
Yeah, ask him James about the
Yeah,
stainless.
so it was James earlier. It wasn't his name. I'll put it up here, Scott, and you can address this here. James is saying the one he was given was nickel plated steel. He's saying
It
that
was
yeah, okay. So now they're stainless, huh?
stainless. Yes, sir. We
Okay.
converted to stainless after talking to JJ, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
steel lasts about 5 seconds in
And
the
that,
Gulf of Mexico.
great point. A little bit more money, but you want something that's going to last. We don't want to sell anything that's disposable. We've got enough of
that's right.
that in the world.
Yeah, Joey was just saying as well, the nickel plated steel, it'll almost rust instantly out here in the saltwater Gulf of Mexico. It'll chew that up real quick. But that's what you wanted, right? That's why you demo them out, you figure out what needs to be done, and then you make the change.
That's correct. Well, in the beginning too, we had a totally different way to hang it. We used rope, and we didn't actually pierce the body of the Chum-It like we do now. That took some research and development to get the correct rubber washers and O-rings where it wouldn't leak.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
And who's doing all your R&D? Is this just a small team, you and yourself, or a couple guys?
Me and fishermen. We have several folks on our deer staff team that also fish, and they're helping us with the R&D on it also, as well as
Yeah.
JJ and the other gentleman y'all passed them out to.
Yeah, James. Yep. Joey, if you got any questions, just fire it off and I can I can relay it to Scott. I've
Yeah,
never had
that's
this
cool.
happen. This is interesting. Angie, she's a charter boat captain as well, wants to know, are you going to be at the Biloxi Boat Show that's coming up?
Not familiar with that one. Like, this is new territory, the Biloxi area to us. So I'm
Okay.
assuming not, but if we had enough interest, we would, of course.
Yeah, if you wanted, Joey, you just popped in again. Did you do that? Joey, can you hear me? We're having all kind of technical difficulties now. Joey, can you hear me? All right, cool. We lost Joey. Awesome. No, it's a local trade show, boat show, that's here in Biloxi. And yeah, if it'd be a good place to get your product out, at least samples. If you're looking to bust into this market, that'd be a great place. They're on Facebook. You could type in Biloxi Boat Show and check them out. And if there's anything we can help you get in there, or even if you wanted to have a couple of them set up at our booth, we'd be glad to do that as well.
Well, thank you. We'd be happy to do that.
Sure.
It's getting the word out. We know you got a great product from the feedback we're getting. And the more feedback we get, the better the product to get too, also.
Correct. Absolutely. And people can't buy it if they don't know about it. So
that's right.
That's
and
for sure.
You notice that valve is replaceable. We made it that way on purpose because things get broken. Somebody breaks a valve, they don't have to buy another stick. They can buy a little valve from us.
Okay. Yeah, and we got a picture here of it looks like a young man with a fish, and looks like he's holding up the Chum-It stick there in the background like it was working, huh?
Yeah, that is Zach and his nephew. That's the dealer for buck sense pads out of Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And his nephew is an awesome hunter as well as fisher. He's got it bad, as they say, and he was proud to show me those pictures.
Yeah. Well, JJ here is commenting on you, bragging, saying that, let's see what he say. Y'all great guys to work with. And he's excited to use one again this summer during the Gulf circuit. JJ is he's doing a lot of big tournaments and stuff now. So he's definitely somebody you want on your side when it comes to that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's giving us some really good feedback on it. We appreciate that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You've mentioned it a couple times, so we might as well bring it up. The deer sense, that's your other business, is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's buck sense pads.
There you go.
That was originally started as pads that go in devices like thermocells. They'll work in the battery powered, the butane powered. They're not just for thermocells, but also you can rub them on your boots, hang them in a tree, whatever you wish to do with them. That was our initial product offering. We had 5 different scents, including the estrus, synthetic estrus. Since then, we've added the power sprays, which are concentrated sprays. Typically, when you buy a cover scent spray, you'll get maybe a 8 to 10, 12% concentrate, we call it. Our weakest is 44%. So in other words, 3 to 4 times stronger than most in the industry. And that's why it's in a 4-ounce bottle where it'll fit in your pocket. 1 squirt is all you need. And it's going to be there because all of our scents are oil-based.
How did what's your background? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say you don't want to spill it in anything that you don't want to smell that way for a long time.
Right.
Like Brandon Sherman's truck.
Right. A buddy of ours truck might have accidentally or purposely, we don't really remember. Somebody might have put some doe urine in his truck in high school. But
we were all guilty of that. We've done that.
I don't know anybody that it's ever hunted that hadn't done something like that at some point. But what's your background? How did you get into that? How'd you get into scents?
Really growing up hunting, and I had a buddy one day that was over, and he just came in from the woods, and he had a thermocell, and I asked him, I said, what took you so long to get here? Because he was about an hour behind. and he was playing with his thermocell, showing me what he'd been working with, trying to get it to work right or something. You know, it's butane, so they don't always light exactly the way you want them to. And he showed me the pads and all that, and we got to talking. And for long, I said, well, it might be something good to, give us a little business in the slow seasons. Because we also own a company called Autofill, which is chicken and pig and backyard farmer type watering products. So it's
Okay.
a seasonal business at best. It goes from March to about September. And this
Okay.
hunting thing in my mind, just said, hey, that'd be a good fill-in. And we just grown the business and added dealers and added products. Worked on the dripper for buck sense pads for about 4, almost 5 years before I got it the way I wanted it. With the variable release and that type thing.
Yeah.
And they do good. We make them up to 55-gallon size for some of these commercial farmers, so
Yeah.
you can get it as big as you can afford to fill. And that's kind of the story on that. We're always coming up with something new.
Yeah. You sound to me like an entrepreneur who kind of got you got your hands in a lot of stuff, huh?
Well, my so-called professional career, I was a manager with largest retailer in the U.S. for, I guess, 25 and a half years. And I
Okay.
always wanted to invent stuff and do stuff. So I do have the retail background as far as when I package something where it'll fit on the shelf and it's attractive and that kind of thing, which helps things sell. And kind of get to live out my retirement doing things I enjoy.
There you go. That's the dream right there. So definitely
Yeah, blessing.
kudos. Yeah, kudos to you on that. I got one of these one of your buck sense photos here as well, and we can kind of walk us through it. This is part of your product line, what we're looking at here.
Yes, sir. That's let me make sure I'm telling you right. Get my glasses where I can see that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
our 4 different product lines, if you will, in the buck sensor categories. We like to say that you can burn it, which is the top left, the pads, because heat's what makes them work good. To the right, you got the sprays. Then you got the power swipe, which is like a deodorant stick that's also oil based. And ours, compared to some of the competitors, our sticks are actually made with a hardened material, so they last a long time. They're not like mush. You can take and rub that on a tree, and very little's gonna go on the tree because it's so strong. It takes very little, and they last a long time. Then of course we got the dripper that you see there that's actually letting a drop out. That's the deer drippers, and you can run any kind of liquids through them also.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of already had one foot in the water, no pun intended, on the drip situation right there, huh?
We had a head start. We knew what would work and what wouldn't. We had wasted many quarts, maybe gallons of cents over the years trying to work out how to get a dripper to drip the way you want it to.
Right, right. And it looks like here we got the proof that it works.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got customers, of course. That is Ed. He's out of Fowlerville, Michigan. He's one of our staff members that's been with us since basically day one. He's a big hunter. Does very well with our products. He likes to say that in the last 3-4 years that he's been using, he's been closer to multitudes of deer than he ever has in his life. And he kills some nice deer. And of course, he don't kill them all, just the good ones, I call it. And that's what we like. It gives you a little more selectivity because it brings them closer to you, and you can kind of see if that's something you want to add, to your freezer or to the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dang. I dropped in the comments here links to both Facebook pages for Chum-It and for Buck Sense as well. Is that where y'all are most active, where people can find y'all and check out the products and even order if they wanted to?
It is. It is. We have websites, but they're under construction right now, trying to improve them a little bit, make it simpler for the customers.
Okay.
But here,
And so if I want to buy one of these products, I can do it straight off of Facebook.
you can go to like BuckSense, www.bucksensepads.com, and that will take you to our store. We've got it forwarded to the store. And Chum-It, you can purchase on the Facebook page, as we have links there for the different sizes. And of course, you can always reach out to us and contact us, and we can, get you what you need. No problem.
Okay.
Ask him if he's still looking for people to test it out.
Yeah, Joey just asked, are you still looking for people to test it out?
Sure. We are. We're always looking for good people that want to help us promote it and test it,
Yeah.
R&D.
Yeah,
there's so many situations of different ways to fish different locations. I don't know that we'll ever cover them all, but we'd like to try.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it, is utilizing, other people as a resource, to get it done. I dropped a link to the Buck Sense website in the comments for people that are watching, so y'all can go there as well. And like he said, hit him up on the Chum-It, hit him up on the Facebook page, and you can buy it there. We got some people in the comments, Scott, volunteering to test out the Chum-It sticks for you. So,
all right.
if you want to, you can go back after this live stream is over and see who commented and get in touch with them if you'd like, or however you want to do it. And like I said, Joey, when's the boat show coming up? Do you remember the date?
It is, I should know it. I was looking at it today.
Yeah, next couple weeks, right? February, if I remember right.
It is March 8th through the 10th. It's the Biloxi Boat Show.
Yeah, March 8th through the 10th, Joey said. And it's a good turnout. It's a real good event with a lot of boat manufacturers as kind of like the headliners, but then there is a ton of vendors in there, from beef jerky to floating docks. So it's a good expo to get out in front of. So if we can help you in any way, you let us know.
I will. I appreciate you telling me about that.
Absolutely. And is there anything we didn't cover on any of the products there? You know more about it than I do, for sure.
No, I think we covered it. It's the Chum-It itself is one of those tools that we think is going to be really good for us, of course, but for the customers, because it's so versatile in what you can do with it. And people that fish, is one less thing they're going to have to clean up. And not to mention, they can put it in any depth so far, up to 600 feet, and we know it works. So
that's deep. That's impressive. I don't really understand how that works on gravity at 600 feet of pressure, to still be able to drip out of there. But I'm glad it works. Good.
It's all in that valve that we have patented.
Yeah,
it's that patented valve.
Yeah, that's
the beauty of it.
Yeah, well, good.
Ask him about, I think you brought it up earlier, but a warranty, like if he breaks a stick, you don't have to replace the whole thing. You just pop a new stick or part of a stick in there.
Joey was asking Scott, what's a warranty on one of those things like, as far as the total package? How are y'all standing behind them?
Oh yeah, we offer a 90-day, what we call a bumper-to-bumper warranty. Doesn't cost you anything. If the same customer calls us, 10 times in a row and says it's broke, we might have to not honor that, but we never had to do that before with any of our products.
Right.
We stand behind it. We mail you what you need and get you going again.
Now, if JJ was to track that Mako down, kill it, and then cut it out of him and found the valve wasn't working right, would you replace that valve?
Well, sure. I'd have another one in the mail today.
All right, I'm just putting that out there. So JJ, if you're still listening,
ask him if you can store it.
Yeah, we'd probably send him 2 valves. That way he'd have a spare.
Right, exactly.
Joey, give me a picture, because I'd want to see that.
Absolutely, I want that on video. I think we might could do well with that on the socials. With the views.
Yeah,
Joey wanted to know. Joey wants to know if you can store it. Is that what you said, Joey?
Store it full closed in your boat.
Okay, store it fully closed in your boat. I'm assuming, Joey, you mean with the oil still in it?
Correct, full and closed. Can you store it?
You can.
Yep,
you can. It's if you keep the valve closed all the way, and of course leave the top on tight, the cap, It's not going to leak.
Okay.
Killer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Scott, man, we appreciate your time. Apologize about the little audio glitch there with Joey, but you know, it's a live internet show. It happens. But we appreciate
it very
you.
much.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your time, and you got our contact. And if you ever want to talk to the audience again, man, we're here. You got any products rolling out or whatever, tag us in it, and we'll pass it along. Because, like you said, you know, you want it to do good for you, and the way it's going to do good for you is if it makes the fisherman's life better, easier, or catch more fish, or some combination of that, right?
That's right. That's what we say is catch more fish with Chum-It.
There you go. I like it. I like it. Well, Scott, you have a great evening, man.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later. All right, man. I don't
I don't know what that was.
I don't either. I've never. All the people on the stream could hear you too, but he couldn't. So I don't know. That's a new one for me. But I figure we got a few more minutes here, Joey. We can talk about that was a good interview. Probably the best one you've ever done, honestly.
Yeah, I thought I killed it.
But we got the Bay Rat coming up. Is there somewhere? Is it on our Facebook page? I can steal the flyer real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to upload the final flyer here in a couple seconds, but I posted the rules on our website. The flyer is one sponsor incomplete, but it'll be up in a few minutes. So
we can still I'm gonna pull it real quick. Apologize on the coughing here, but let me upload it here. I got it 2 seconds, and we can talk about that real quick before we end the live here, because it's shaping up to be a killer deal, right?
A heck of a time, yeah.
All right, let's see. Of course, now
April 12th at Dewey Do Bugs in D'Iberville. That's where it's going to be. Captain's meeting, of course, is going to be 12 o'clock. I mean, 12 o'clock. The 12th of April. Larry said he's going to have a bunch of cold beer out there. The place is awesome if you've never been to it. He's got a little stage. So, yeah, he's got a little stage. He's going to have some it depends on if crawfish comes down, which it might. I don't know if anybody's going to pay $15.99 a pound, but he'll have something out there to eat. And then we're going to have maybe an hour captain's meeting, which isn't mandatory. It'll be streamed. And then after that, 12 o'clock fishing time. Then you'll have the divers. Divers can go at all whenever they want to, Friday and Saturday. Fishermen only get to fish Saturday day.
Yeah, when Joey said 12 o'clock, he means 12:01. Yeah, 12:01 a.m. So if you want to get up at midnight and start fishing, you can. But yeah, Dewey Do Bugs is very impressed with that location, with the idea, the fact that we got, you know, boiled seafood down by the bay and D'Iberville. Like, to me, it blows my mind that wasn't already happening, but I'm glad it is happening. And then he's also wanting to do a seafood mart. It ain't really up and running, right, Joey? I mean, he hadn't really.
Well, he'll sell it to you. He just ain't pushing it yet. He's so busy with the restaurant, he ain't pushing it. But you can go in there and buy Royal Reds. You can go in there and buy crab claws. He's got boudin balls. He's got boudin. He's got all kinds of stuff in there.
Yep, and we got the parking lot situation, I think, under control. He's got parking in Galot's next door.
Yeah, enough to even bring your boat and trailer. Now, I don't know if you're fishing out of a 42-foot yellowfin, you might have a little trouble, but anything else than that, we might be able to put you in there.
If you're fishing a hardhead tournament with a 42-foot yellowfin, please bring the yellowfin to the weigh-in, and we'll get you a spot. We'll move trucks out of the way to see you unload hardheads off of that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, our sponsors that are on here already that you can see: the Captain's Wharf, we got Coastal Realty Group, and this is in conjunction with Fish in the South. It's a three-headed monster, as Joey likes to say. We're going to be doing some official episodes here in the next probably week or two, maybe, and talking about it with Josh Harmon on the show.
Yeah.
But we've also got Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic sponsoring. We've got the Bayou took a category as well. The Deepwater Mafia with the Spearfish division, and then we got Mr. Kenny at the Ocean Springs Marine Mart, which we always appreciate him. Coastal Marine Sales and Service as well. Mr. Nicky jumped on board with Freeze Frame Daiquiris, and then with the shirt sponsor, and then Nelson Outdoors. We talk about it all the time, man. We got a lot of cool I don't want to call them small, but I just want to say they're not franchises. They're not big chains, right? Local outdoor shops, and Nelson's is one of them, and we appreciate their
and
support.
the one we're missing is ACS, Advanced Commercial Services. That's Nathan and Maggie. I guess is they're starting up business on that. So.
Yeah, they're taking over. I want to say it's automotive, right? Is that what? So automotive.
It says commercial and residential construction.
Maybe I totally messed all that up then.
Yeah, you blew it. Yeah,
I blew it. That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in on. I don't know. I make shit up sometimes and don't even realize it. So, but anyway, we'll get their logo added to it, and we'll have the official flyer out. Registration is not up yet, though, right?
No. We ain't got it up yet, but we will be having the pre-sale for the shirts coming up soon, and registration probably going to open up maybe the second last week in February. So they'll give you February, all March, and then some of April to get registered.
Yeah. It's still a little too early, and hell, we already know everybody waits till the week of damn near to register anyway. But that's okay, no problems there. And that'll be at brownwaterbanter.com. So we appreciate everybody that tuned in on this one, on the live and the replays. Y'all go check out the app if you don't have it already. I don't think there's anything else, huh, Joey?
No, that's it.
You know who we got coming up next?
Yeah, I do. Let me check the schedule real quick. It is what is this, February?
Yep.
Oh, we got our first DMR show is next Monday.
Now that's go ahead.
It's the derelict crab traps. They're going to talk about pulling the crab traps out of the water and shutting all that stuff down.
Okay. Yeah. That's an episode they're sponsoring, so that's going to be killer. So cool. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody, and we'll see y'all on the next one.